Hello everyone, the Clouds here, and today guys I'm going to review an Hero Factory set released in 2011 in the second wave of set in fact, and it's going to be Stormer 3.0. So here we go with the canister first. So you can notice that the mold used for this canister is not new, it's the same one which was used before in 2011 in the first wave and in 2010. As you can see also the canister lid is the same mold, but this time it's come in lime green for all the characters instead of orange in the first wave. So of course we have the front picture with the Lego Hero Factory logo right there, the edge logo which is, as you can see, in white. The color will change depending on the hero you choose. Notice of course the character right there, recognition, name, stuff like that, and the little picture which shows you that you can enter the code which is right hand under the lid to play to Jungle Crusher, the new version of the Quick Crusher game on the Hero Factory website. You can notice on the background some enemies from this wave, and well, so quite cool, and of course overall it's all green. Then back of the canister lid, which shows you a combiner model you can make with both Stormer and Woka, right there, Woka, which is the new hero of this wave. The hero core in a 1:1 scale picture, and of course the fact that you can put your hero in the canister without any problems. So that said, that's all for the canister. Let's move on to the instruction booklet. Really quick, so nothing really to talk about right there. The code, once again, if you want to understand how it works, it's really simple. You just have to log in and to enter the code. The instructions, which last like 10 steps, as you can see. Parts list, a little ad for the comic builder thing on the website once again. A bigger picture of the combiner model, and which shows you that you can find the instruction on the website. It's the product page, by the way. And then an Hero Week on Team ad, the service that allows you to build and buy your own hero, and the win page, of course, at the end. And now it's time to move on to the set itself, and well, kind of like the heroes from the first wave, we're going of course to have the new type of frame, which use mainly now ball joints and connectors, and also some pinholes. But most of the parts, like the armors, arms and stuff like that, will use the system of ball joints and connectors or ball socket, and that's all. So you can see we're going to use a white frame. Wide because, well, why it is called a white frame, or why I called it a white frame, because we're going to have two ball joints on the sides. And of course then you got your skeleton parts for the arms, which are not really new, as you can see. But you can also notice that we're going to have both black parts and also dark gray parts here and there, and for the forearms. And this will be used in fact on each hero. And apart from that, we're going to have the feet, which are not new because it's the same mold which was already used in the first wave, and the same can be set for the hand, as you can see, the left one, which of course got 4 fingers from the 2011 ends. And well, for now, nothing really new except for the different type of colors, which is quite cool because you have some nice recolors for the skeleton parts. So yeah, time to move on, and first we're going to link some armors, and I think first we're going to do the legs maybe. So the legs, let's begin. Excuse me, I may have to use the instrument booklet, because I just received these guys yesterday, so I'm not really familiar with the construction right now. Everything, of course, it's quite simple. So first, we're going to begin with this little armors part, which are new in white because they weren't released before in the first wave. So new recolor for this part, which weren't available in white before that. We're going to put them like that. So of course, thanks to a system of ball joints and connectors. Then I'm going to put this part, which were already released in the Stormer 2.0 version. So well, here's the connector, and of course here is the ball joint, and you can also notice there's 2 points of connection. For those who do not know this type of system, that's how it works. As you can see, it's really simple, and thanks to the ball joint, you can put the armor the way you want, of course, which is quite useful for personal creations. That said, I'm going to link now the armors on the left arm. And first, I'm going to use a body armor, you can see right there, to put it to use it as an arm armor, which is quite original. And as you can see, we're going to add a little spikes, a blue spike, right there, on these 2 points of connection. Here we go. And also a last little part like that, which will go just here. Well, now it's time to move to the other arm. And first, I'm going to link the printed armor part, because remember, in the first wave, every heroes and even villains got a printed armor part. And it's the case once again with this heroes, and this time this is going to be all transgreen parts, you can see, which is quite cool. And then a special logo for each character. As you can see, we have the name written Stormer 3.0 and the animal, because each hero in this new wave represents an animal. So in French, it's called a rhinoceros. I do not really know if this is the same in English. I don't really know, so excuse me for that, guys. Forget to check the vocabulary of this word before the review. So as you can see, pretty cool and well detailed. That said, I'm going to link this part right there. And now we're going to see a new mold, because for now we have just seen some recolors, but not new molds, no new molds. And well, this is the time to see a new one. Here we go. This is a new type of hand, as you can see, with 4 points of connections, and there's 2, of course, up there, and of course a connector on under it. And we're going to use this to make the claws, or the claw or the claws, yes. And to make that, we're going to use this part, so a butt arm from the Exoforce subsim, well, the old Exoforce subsim, because of course it has been discontinued since 2008, and once again it has spiked. We're going to link this to the clip, excuse me, then a second one right there, and that's all for this, for the Stormer's claw. So other characters will use the same parts, but will put different claws on different places, so yeah, this will be different, but for Stormer, that's how it works. And now it's time to link, oh yes, a part I forgot, this one, which is not new, it's called a villain core, because, well, the villain in the first wave used this part, but that's not really a core like the hero factory, the heroes, excuse me. And we're going to link this right there. Now time to link the body armor. Well, first this part, then this one. Excuse me, guys. I'm going to just move on the camera right there. And then the hero core itself. So in fact, nothing really new. All these parts were released before in this color. So yeah. Here we go. Then we got the head, right there. And finally, a second new mold, but this time it's exclusive to Stormer, because it's, of course, his head, which, like I said, represents an animal. So, like I said, I also do not know the word for this animal in English, so please feel free to post it in the comments. And for those who want to learn French, well, this is called a rhinoceros. As you can see, we have the 2 points of connection. Excuse me, guys. I have a little problem with my computer. Right there, so yeah. I just have to link the head. And here we go. Put it on the ball joint. And Stormer is finished. So yeah, I'm going to do a little turnaround, then I will talk about the articulations, guys. And then that will be all for this review on this new Hero Factory set. So personally, I bought this one on Amazon.fr, but I think you can find them on Amazon.com maybe, or maybe you can also find them in store. Personally, we do not have them in stores right now, so I had to order them on a website. But maybe the Lego shop got it in the US. I don't really know, guys. So here we go for Stormer. So in terms of articulations, well, let's first talk about the legs. So you can, of course, you have no problems at this point, as you can see. Then for the knee, you can turn this a little more than 90 degrees because the armors will block themselves, but still, as you can see, it's quite okay. And then the leg, the foot, excuse me, which do not really have any problem. Which does not really have any problem, excuse me. Then you have the same, of course, for the second leg. Then we have the right arm, so you can move this, as you can see, a little more than 90 degrees on the shoulder section, well, on the elbow section, excuse me, on the elbow section. For the shoulder, there is no problem, you can turn this all the way you want. And then you got the end, which well, can be turned on this side, obviously, but can be turned right there. And well, there is no big problems with this thing. Plus, of course, 2 points of rotation, well, 1 point of rotation per spike. Or per finger, if you want to call this a finger. More like a claw, if you want my opinion. Then the left arm, well, I guess it's the same. Yeah, no problem at this point. And then, yes, here it's 90 degrees. So it's really 90 degrees, nothing more, nothing less for this articulation right there. The end can turn. And for the head, well, because of the shape of the helmet, I'm going to call this an helmet, you can't really move down. You can move up if you want, and you can move on the side, which is okay, I think. And that's all, guys. So I'm going to do a little pause with Stormer 3.0, of course. And maybe first I'm going to do a little comparison between the 3 versions, because Stormer was first released in 2010, so you remember this type of frame. Then in 2011, in the first wave, you might remember him. It looked like that. So it was the first appearance of these armors and new skeleton parts, or frame parts. And here is the final version, as you can see. So excuse me, right there. So you can see how this guy evolved, and well, tell me the version you prefer in the comments. And well, time to move on to the sum up. So Stormer 3.0. So first, the drawbacks. Let's talk about the complaints I may have with this set. So I think the well, first you can complain about the lack of articulation on this point, but of course because of the armor used, this big one, it's quite hard to make it turn more. So of course it's a design choice before being an articulation choice, if I can say so, because you can't really turn this part the way you want. But apart from that, most of the articulations are pretty good. And in fact, the only other problem I have with this set is maybe the lack of real new molds, because in comparison to other heroes, Stormer just have 2 new molds, this one and the head, obviously. Of course, it got some recolors. Well, of course, well, the printed part is not really a new mold, but it's an exclusive print. And then in terms of recolors, I think it just got this part and maybe this ones, which are not exclusive to Stormer, by the way, the skeleton parts in dark gray. So, well, obviously, in terms of parts selection, it's maybe not the best choice if you compare him to other heroes, but well, that's just, of course, in terms of parts selection, because for the rest, for the color scheme, it's really great. The dark gray mixes pretty well with the black because of the dark metal color used here and there, which is quite cool, so no problems with the dark gray, and even the transparent greens looks okay with all these colors, because I think maybe of the white right there, which help to melt the colors together in a white way. Then you have the overall design, which is pretty good in my opinion. Maybe 2 problems which I did not mention in my complaint is maybe the claws. You can see because you got really a bulky claw right there, and then you got just 2 little fingers right here. So it's a little strange, maybe weird, but well, depends of your taste of your tastes, I think. And the other problem I have with the designs is the helmet design, because you can see it's you can still see some holes, empty spaces through the helmet, and the head really looks thin if you put it in this helmet. So it's I don't know, it could have been maybe a little better. I know that my friend also complained about the fact that this is really a straight edge used right there, as you can see, so it's quite weird, but personally I get used to it. And well, apart from the stock problems, I do not see any big problems. The design is quite cool, the color scheme works great, and there are some nice ideas. So, like I said, you might not like the design of the claw, but at least it's here. And I like personally the use of the villain core on the back. I also like the use of this armor right there. In fact, this thing will be reused on Stringer 3.0. We will see that in a future review, I think. And well, that's all. And also in terms of articulation, like I said, except for this point, it's pretty well articulated, so you can make some nice pose with Stormer if you want. And I think that will be all for this set, guys. So for now, I can't really say which heroes I prefer because I do not own all the 6 new heroes, so I can't really compare Stormer to the other heroes, but personally I have to say that even if I do not make any comparison, I'm quite happy with Stormer. It's quite a cool set. Sure, it's got some problems, some design elements looks they do not all look really good, but seriously, it's quite fine. I like Stormer. The color scheme is great. The overall design with the armors and all their put works just fine also. So obviously it's a great set, guys. So of course there is still some little problems, but I think it is a great 3.0 heroes. But once again, I can't really compare. I can't really say if you must buy these heroes and not another one. So yeah, obviously it's pretty cool, and I personally prefer this version from the 2.0 version, which I did not really like for some reason, and I think this one is better. But at least that's my opinion. So once again, if you have any questions or comments, or if you want to tell me your opinion about this set, well, feel free to post in the comments section of this video. I will read and answer all your questions and comments. Of course, apart from the comments which tell the first few, which are quite useless, by the way, but well, that's all. So if you have any questions, comments, feel free to ask them. I will happily answer them. And that said, hope you enjoyed this video review, guys. Oh, excuse me. And see you later for another video review, hopefully on some other Hero Factory set from the second wave of 2011. That said, bye-bye.